Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful recap is here for Wednesday, May 21, 2025. In today's episode, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, explains to Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor. Meanwhile, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, learns of a treatment option, but it is extremely risky. Hope is still at Carter's loft. The blonde claims she wants to spend her future with the COO. Carter is confused. Doesn't she want Liam? The designer says what he overheard was not what it seemed. Carter knows what he heard. The blonde says Liam is dying. Hope starts to cry. Nobody knows how much time Liam has left. Carter embraces her as she tells him everything. The COO offers his full support. Hope adds that Liam's dying has changed things for her. She doesn't want to be apart anymore. Carter vows to be Rock's support system and promises never to doubt her again. Over at the hospital, Leon shows up to meet with Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Missinswood, and John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, are there as well. Grace says the mass itself is inoperable, but they could extend his life another way. Unfortunately, this new option could severely impact Liam's quality of life. Liam is confused as Grace mentions radiation and chemo. There is no guarantee that it will work, though. Finn explains this could mean being bedridden and having organ as well as nerve damage. Liam isn't sure what to do. Liam wants more time but doesn't want to spend the rest of his time in a hospital either. Grace encourages him to process this information and ask questions. Grace exits as Steffi pushes Liam to fight. Liam remembers watching his mom die. She was a mere skeleton at the end. Steffi thinks Liam's experience could be more positive. Over at Forrester Creations, Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, thinks about her chat with Carter. Zen de Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, all file in. The trio is rambling to Daphne about tie-in products. Zend asks what Daphne is thinking about, noticing she's distracted. Will guesses it's about Hope. Daphne says everyone is better off without Hope. Will mentions they are excited about Hope's return. Daphne glares. Zend adds that Hope has really been missed around there. Electra reasons Carter missed Hope the most. Daphne glares some more. After Will and Electra leave, Zend asks the nose if she is okay. Zend asks if she's in love with Carter. In another office at FC, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, reminds Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., that if Steffi and Hope can fix their dynamic, so can they. Ridge notes that Steffi doesn't make decisions without discussing it. What's going on here? After Brooke leaves, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, tells Ridge that he belongs with Brooke. Meanwhile, Brooke is reconsidering her appearance on the runway with Ridge. The May 21 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivered emotional gut punches, hesitant reunions, and glimmers of change amid the chaos. While Ridge and Brooke took a backseat today, the story focused heavily on the tangled triangle of Hope, Liam, and Finn, plus a surprising turn for Daphne, the mysterious newcomer who continues to hold secrets just out of reach. Let's break down what went down on this winding Wednesday in Los Angeles. Hope breaks the silence. The episode opened with a quiet but emotionally loaded moment at Forrester Creations. Hope Logan sat alone in her office, holding a photograph of Liam and Beth, her eyes red-rimmed and her hands trembling. It was clear she hadn't slept much. When Brooke walked in, motherly concern flared immediately. "Sweetheart, you can't carry this alone," Brooke said gently. Hope's voice cracked as she replied, "I need to tell Liam everything, Mom, even if it destroys us completely." While Brooke hesitated, still hoping her daughter would protect herself, Hope knew the time had come. The camera lingered on her face as she stared out the window, determined. The weight of guilt, buried too long, had finally become unbearable. Cut to the Cliff House, where Liam had just returned from a short walk with Kelly. He sat heavily on the couch, fatigue and fear etched into every line on his face. Finn walked in moments later, having stopped by to drop off some updated test results. Their exchange was civil, tense, and quiet, until Hope appeared in the doorway. Liam looked up, surprised. "Hope? What are you doing here?" Hope took a shaky breath, then dropped her bombshell. "I need to explain everything about that night in the cabin, about what really happened with Luna and why I lied." Finn froze. Liam's shoulders tensed. The air was thick with tension as Hope spoke. She admitted that she had seen Luna drugged, that she had argued with her mother to reveal the truth, but ultimately kept quiet. She had feared that if the Forresters found out she knew and didn't speak up, her job and reputation would be destroyed. "But I see now that protecting myself came at the cost of your peace, Liam. And that's something I'll never forgive myself for," she whispered. Tears fell down Liam's cheeks. "I needed the truth a long time ago, Hope." "I know," she replied. "I know." Liam's new path forward. While Hope's confession left emotional wreckage in its wake, Finn stepped up in a way few expected. Once Hope left to give Liam space, the doctor sat with his estranged brother-in-law and shared something that changed the tone of the day. "There's an experimental treatment, neuromodulation therapy. It's still in clinical trials, but given your memory lapses and the way your brain scans have evolved, you might be a candidate." Liam was stunned. "You think I can get better?" Finn nodded. "I won't promise anything, but there's a chance. You just have to want it, and we have to move fast." This scene showed a surprising shift in Finn. Once Liam's competitor in love, he now extended a genuine olive branch. Perhaps Steffi's influence was softening him. Perhaps it was Daphne's words from days earlier echoing in his head about compassion. Or maybe Finn just knew that guilt wouldn't heal Liam, but hope might. Liam, after a long moment of silence, nodded. "Then let's try." The scene ended with a shot of Liam gripping Finn's hand, not with affection, but with a shared sense of purpose. Daphne's future. A new chapter begins. Meanwhile, over at El Giardino, Daphne sat in a quiet corner booth, sipping espresso and staring at her journal. Across the table sat Carter Walton, who had arranged the lunch after sensing she needed a friend. "You've been through a lot," Carter said gently. "No one expects you to have all the answers yet." Daphne looked up, grateful but conflicted. "I'm not sure I ever will. I came to LA to start over, but now I feel like I've landed in someone else's story. Luna, Finn, Steffi. I'm just a footnote in their drama." Carter chuckled. "You underestimate yourself." As they talked, Daphne revealed something unexpected. She had been offered a position at a wellness foundation back in San Francisco, an organization that helps survivors of trauma, particularly women navigating recovery. It was the type of opportunity she dreamed of, but it also meant leaving behind whatever tenuous connections she had begun to build in Los Angeles. "I want to help people. I don't know if I'm running away or finally running towards something that's mine," she said. Carter didn't push. Instead, he offered support. "Whatever you choose, make sure it's for you, not out of guilt, not to please anyone else." Later in the episode, Daphne stopped by Forrester Creations to say goodbye to Luna, who was startled but understanding. The two shared a rare, emotionally vulnerable moment. "I hope you find what you're looking for," Luna said, hugging her. Daphne blinked back tears. "Me too." Before she left the building, however, she paused in the hallway, her hand on the door. She looked back toward the Forrester logo etched in glass, an emblem of beauty, legacy, and pain. Then she left, not with a storm of drama, but with quiet resolve. Hope's conversation with Ridge and Steffi. Back at Forrester, the fallout from Hope's confession reached the executive suite. Ridge had summoned her for an impromptu meeting, and Steffi was already present when she arrived. "You knew about Luna's condition and didn't speak up," Steffi asked, furious. "You let my brother walk around thinking he was crazy." Hope didn't deny anything. Instead, she owned it. I did what I thought would protect everyone in the moment, but I was wrong. Rich, surprisingly, didn't immediately jump to condemnation. People make mistakes, Hope. But in this business, and this family, honesty is everything. He then asked her flat out, "Do you still want to be part of this company?" The question lingered in the air. "Yes," Hope replied. "But only if I can rebuild the right way. I'll take a leave. I'll step down if I have to. But I'm not giving up on what I created." Rich nodded slowly, the gears turning in his mind. Steffi, meanwhile, didn't look ready to forgive. "This isn't over," she said. Hope didn't flinch. "I know." Closing moments, healing and uncertainty. The last few minutes of the episode delivered quiet emotional beats that spoke louder than any confrontation. Liam stood on the beach alone, phone in hand, listening to a voicemail from Hope. "No matter what happens with us, I will always love you," her voice said. The waves crashed. He didn't delete it. Finn returned home to Steffi, who asked him how Liam was. "Trying," Finn replied. "We all are." Hope packed a small bag and placed it by the door of her cabin. A leave of absence from Forrester meant more than a professional break. It meant soul-searching. Daphne boarded a train rather than a plane. Perhaps a symbolic gesture that she wasn't running this time, just slowly moving forward. Final thoughts. The May 21 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful wasn't full of scandalous cliffhangers or wild surprises. But it delivered something far rarer: emotional accountability. Hope finally admitted the truth. Liam found a potential path toward healing. And Daphne chose herself, maybe for the first time in her life. It was an episode of small victories and larger implications. Trust, once broken, takes time to rebuild. But today's events suggested that healing, while slow, is still possible, even in the chaotic world of the Forresters. As we head into the end of the week, viewers can expect ripples from Hope's confession to shake up her future at Forrester, and for Liam's treatment decision to either bring him clarity or another round of heartache. And while Daphne might be gone for now, one gets the sense we haven't seen the last of her. Because in The Bold and the Beautiful, every departure is just the beginning of another twist. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.